Alright guys, we are back with another video. We are going to be playing our whole new aggro deck. We are going against Amethyst Steel, and we are on the draw. I wanted to show you a matchup against, it's Emerald Steel, and I wanted to show you a matchup against Emerald Steel. Because we haven't shown one of those yet, I want to show all the matchups with this deck, just so you guys can see how good it is. We are going to mulligan 2 blues in both our songs. Of course, we draw 2 blues. It's unbelievable, but okay. We got rid of both our songs to play around Ursula, where they're on the play. They're going to be able to play an Ursula while we only have 1 ink, and they'd be able to get one of our songs. Unfortunately, we draw a song there, so now their Ursula still targets a song. And we drew our best song, too. So that is, so far, we are very unlucky. We were on the draw. We mulliganed 2 blues and drew into 2 blues. Our hand is not great. And of course, we mulliganed both our songs to try to play around Ursula, and we drew a song. And then, of course, they do play Ursula. They get our song. They get our whole new world. And we've started this game out very far behind, being on the draw, and then having our mulligan just be terrible, and then having us draw into a song for them to Ursula it. But the good thing about the blue is we can just discard it to the Cursed Merfolk. That will be our discard card. We're going to have to discard something anyway, so it might as well be the blue. Anyway, now it's our opponent's turn. Now the good thing is that this is a really good matchup for our deck. So even though we got a very bad starting hand, we were very unlucky with our first draw, and then we were compounded that unluckiness with their Ursula, we're still not out of it because it's a favorable matchup for us. So we're going to ink the Kita, we're going to play the Aerial, and we're going to draw Let the Storm Rage On. We have to hope that they don't have a song to play here with Ursula, or if they do have a song to play with Ursula, they decide not to, which I don't know why they would, but whatever. So fingers crossed that they don't have a sudden chill here. If they have like a Strength of the Raging Fire to kill a couple of our guys, it's not the end of the world. We just don't want to see a sudden chill. So he plays Friar Tuck, which makes me think like, oh my god, I'm gonna get sudden chilled here. But the sudden chill doesn't come. He actually decides to attack into one of my Kitas with his Ursula, which is questionable. I don't know if he should have done that. I think he could have just passed turn and waited for a better opportunity. We draw the 4th blue, of course. We're going to let the Storm Rage on his Ursula. Now, we would have killed his Ursula anyway. We would have used both Let the Storm Rages on. It turned out that we didn't end up having to. We're going to actually play this blue bodyguarded. He will protect our Aerial, and we're going to ink the Benja, which I inked the Benja there because he didn't sudden chill me last turn. So if he's going to sudden chill me here, he must have just drawn it. And, well, he doesn't have sudden chill. So he Strength of Raging Fires my Aerial, which he must have just drawn. He must have drawn the Strength of Raging Fire, or else he would have used it last turn. We draw a whole new world, unfortunately. Probably our worst draw there. We are going to let the Storm Rage on his Cursed Merfolk. We're going to draw into a Hercules. Now, I could ink the Hercules and play a whole new world, but that, I think, would be a surefire loss for me. So I decide to just not play the whole new world. He, of course, draws another Ursula to get rid of the whole new world. My opponent is very, very lucky. Also on the play. Let's see if we can pull this one out. I'm not sure. My deck has better top decks than his deck does. I just have better removal. I have Aerial. I have a Long Came Zeus. I have a lot of just powerful cards off the top here, and my characters are generally stronger than his characters. Like Hercules here is a problem for him. So he's going to lose an Ursula and get 3 damage on his Friar Tuck. And I don't know what he's thinking about here. I guess he's thinking about attacking with Prince John or not attacking with Prince John. Anyway, I draw Strength of the Raging Fire. We're going to sing this with blue, and we're going to take out his Friar Tuck. And, you know, now, I mean, this is a game. This probably shouldn't be a game. I mean, I couldn't. I've been unfortunate up to this point, but like I said, this is a good matchup for us. So, well, we draw another Strength of the Raging Fire. He attacked with his Prince John, which gives us the opportunity to actually just remove it with Kita. So I don't really like my opponent's play here. I don't think he's playing very good. Hobby Hero, if you see this, you suck. Sorry. He plays another Prince. He draws a Prince John. He plays another Prince John. Now he attacks with Ursula. And I'm going to just quest. And then I'm going to play my Hercules bodyguarded. And maybe I should have played him unbodyguarded. I don't know. But I'll play him bodyguarded there. And now my opponent draws. And he gets a Friar Tuck, which is just a 2/4. Because I have no cards in my hand. That's another thing with this discard deck. Like, if you run out of cards, like, their cards are so much worse. Like, his Friar Tuck. So we draw a Zeus to answer his Tuck. And now we're going to just get to kill his Prince John again. And also his Ursula. So we're somehow ahead at this point. Now he's got more lore than we do, but we have 2 cards on board. And 2 cards that are actually very hard for this Emerald Steel deck to kill. Smee is an answer, but we draw another Along Came Zeus. I mean, I'd rather be drawing aerials and stuff, but hey, whatever. We kill his Smee, and then we just pass turn. I think he needs to like rip a Robin Hood off the top or Beast if he plays it. He draws a Benja. I'm able to match his Benja, and I'm just going to quest. And now we are ahead on board. We are ahead on lore, and I like where this is going. So now he plays an Ursula, which is another card that's just kind of weak without a spell to back it up. So he's going to need to draw a spell next turn, a removal spell too. We have the Kita here in our hand. We can't play it. A case can be made for us just inking it here in case he draws a Sudden Chill or another Friar Tuck. But he's already played a Sudden Chill. He's already played multiple Friar Tucks. So I'm just going to hold on to it. And he, of course, is going to draw one of his last remaining Sudden Chills to make me lose my Kita. But it's just a 1-for-1 and we're ahead, so, okay. Now I draw the Bare Necessities. It would have been way better to draw the Bare Necessities than the Kita. What are you going to do? I have 18 lore and I have a blue on board. So it almost doesn't even matter what he draws here. Now, of course, he draws the absolute best card that he can draw here. Because my opponents just... I think they get to decide what they draw every turn. I'm not totally sure. So anyway, he goes Ursula into Sudden Chill to get my Kita, and then he gets let the Storm Rage on to kill my guy. But I still have Baloo. Now he's going to play the Flynn Rider. He babooms my Baloo, and he just concedes. Game's over. Baloo won me that one. As much as I tried to get rid of him, Baloo won me that game. So thank you, Baloo. Alright guys, welcome back to the second game I want to show you. It is against Steel Amethyst. And this pretty much will cover every deck you're going to face. The last video I showed you red purple, and I showed you the blue red control deck. Here we're going to ink a Hercules, and we're going to ink a Baloo. We're going to keep one of our Hercules. And this gives us the turn one character into Piglet into a bodyguard. Now, maybe we should have kept the second Hercules just in case we have trouble drawing Ankables. But here we now have Cinderella into Let the Storm Rage On, which is a line I like better against like an aggro deck. So like if he plays a Hook here or a Pascal or any of the 1-drops, I can just blow it up and draw a card. So this Cinderella really puts the brakes on any of his turn 1 plays. So she kind of protects the Piglet a little bit too, because like a Hook is just going to die and then I'll play Piglet. So I do actually, so that's my reasoning for inking the bodyguard there. Now they're going to ink Maleficent and just pass the turn. I draw an aerial, which is just, I think that's the best thing I can draw there. Because now we can ink Kita. A big or small doesn't really matter, but we should ink the big one, of course. And we can play the Piglet. And the next turn we can play the aerial. And if the Let the Storm Rage On doesn't kill whatever he plays here, then maybe I can find an answer with the aerial. So he's going to play a Smee, which is a good play for him there on turn 2 because it survives the Let the Storm Rage On. So hopefully I can find an answer with aerial. I have a lot of answers to find, and we do. We find Strength of a Raging Fire, so we can blow up his Smee. And then we can get in there for 3 with the Piglet. I mean, we would have got in there for 3 with the Piglet anyway and just let him trade out. But now the Piglet's going to stick around for even more lore. And this game is really, I think, going to illustrate just how strong Piglet can be when you're able to support him. If your deck is like built around protecting your Piglet. They're going to ink. I didn't really see what they inked. And they're going to play Merlin Crab. That is devastating for them. That is just not what they want to be doing there. I draw a Benja. I'm going to ink the Benja. And now I'm going to hard cast the Along Came Zeus to kill his crab. And that's going to let me sing A Whole New World with Ariel. Yeah, I should Whole New World here with Ariel. And that's, of course, what I do. He discards his hand. He had a lot of good stuff in there. Unfortunately, he couldn't play any of it because he just is off to a pretty slow start. And you don't want to be off to a slow start against the Piglet. So Piglet has now gotten me 6 lore. We're going to sing Bare Necessities. His hand is bad. And we're going to take the friends on the other side so he can't draw into something that might help him. But this hand is just way too slow. There's no reason to take the Queen's Castle. Like if he just plays Queen's Castle next turn, that would be wonderful. So he's going to have to ink the Queen's Castle and play a guy and hope for, I don't know. He still can't kill the Piglet, so Piglet's going to get me his 9th lore next turn. Unless he drew like a smash or something. But even a smash here on the Piglet isn't going to be good enough. I don't think it's even possible for him to win this game at this point. He plays a goat. He gets a lore on the board, so a little moral victory for him. I'm going to ink... I don't know what I'm going to ink here. We're going to get in there with the Piglet. We ink the Queen, which is fine. We can play another Piglet. And then a blue to protect my Piglet that I have in play. I'm not going to Whole New World here because his hand is rubbish. And I'm more than happy to just let him keep that rubbish hand. Now, if we saw with the Bare Necessities that his hand was phenomenal, we could have sung Whole New World there and downgraded potentially whatever he had in his hand. But his hand was bad, and we don't want to give him another one. So here I don't know what he can do. He basically would have had to draw and grab your swords. And then even if he plays grab your swords, like, he can't kill the aerial, and I can just Whole New World next turn. He plays a Maleficent, draws a card, and he just concedes. And that is, that's something this deck can do. Anyway, thanks.